Hey, my mighty friends. Here is a top five I'm going to do, and it is the top five overrated game show hosts. I'm going to tell you some for like an honorable mention or whatever. Alfonso Ribeiro, Leslie Jones, Bill Engvall, and Jimmy Kimmel. Now at number five, I got to tell yous. Drew Carey, when he first started around 2006, 2007, he, believe it or not, was actually a good TV host. And he's been on, and like years go by and years, and I kind of agree, like he just stands there and, for The Price is Right, you gotta be, Bob Barker, I understand, was I've heard from sources, terrible person, never met the guy. But he always had the enthusiasm, both him and Bill Cullen. Drew Carey is just there. He used to be a really funny guy, and he's just, he just stands there, and he just, it's like, dude, you can do anything. I've seen, his net worth, and I don't get it. Like, you can do anything other than just The Price is Right. Anything. And he just stands there. And I know he has talent, and he has one of my favorite shows, Drew Carey's show. But I don't know. The last few years, I just haven't liked him. Number four is the Newlywed Game. I love Bob Eubanks. I actually loved Carney Wilson's episodes, the ones with, the 2009, 2010 era, like the Carney Wilson era I liked, which probably gonna, you know, big fan of those, but I don't know, there's something with Sherry Shepherd. She was fine, but later on, it just kept on. I don't know. It just didn't seem as fun as both Eubanks and Wilson. But it's number four. Number three is whom I agree with Robert Smigel being one of the most heaping piles of trash. Jerry Springer for baggage. Let me go back. I loved watching the old Jerry Springer show. I've talked about it a few times. Very, very funny. It got really just out of, it just got overly overrated as it went on. Because you got some pretty funny stories and stuff. And then when he goes to baggage, I would understand if it was Bob Saget. I would understand if this was even like in the 80s or 70s, if like Richard Dawson did something for the nighttime, then I would understand any of that. But it's just he was completely weird with the people. He kind of made fun of them, and it just struck me off guard. And I know the kind of person Jerry Springer is. It just didn't like this. Been a pretty, fine fan for, again, the early stuff for the first few seasons as Jerry Springer, but that's about it. Next is Alec, I can't believe you're still a thing, Baldwin. I have no clue why he's still a thing. I have no clue why yeah, right, Beetlejuice, whatever the hell you try to do with the terrible, the fucking Shadow, was it? I never liked this guy. Complete dickwad. And really, really screwed such a great game show like the Match Game. And my number one, you can go on and say, make fun of Louis Anderson and Richard Karn, who, yes, I really enjoy as the host of Family Feud because it's a thing called an opinion, or Carney Wilson, or, anyone who, most people can say is not good or whatever. Steve Harvey is the worst host. He is the worst game show host I've ever seen. You say the Karn era is boring. I've tried to go through these because Family Feud is my favorite game show. He's terrible. He's a terrible human being. I don't like his autism joke. I don't like how he talks down to the contestant. He talks down to the people that work with it. He's just I gotta say, I like Jerry Sprinkle more than I like him. I know he's a part of the original Kings of Comedy. Putting him on the pedestal. I know you were good friends with Bernie Mac. Bernie Mac had more talent you'd ever about thinking. And yeah, there's so much to say, but worst, in my opinion. The most, Mr. Potato Head here, worst. Worst game show host ever, my opinion.